You want to change your life? Then prepare to do what most people are afraid of doing: become unrecognizable. If you still look the same, think the same, behave the same, nothing is going to shift. The people who create massive transformation are not the ones who do things slowly. They are the ones who decide once and take huge action every day for the next 7 days, like their future depends on it. Because it actually does. You don't need a new year, a new month, or a new Monday. What you need is 7 days, 7 days of dedication that most people would never even dare to give themselves. Get up earlier than you ever did. Push your body until you can't anymore. Read until your mind aches. Reflect until the truth brings you to tears. Stay away from every person, every app, every habit that makes you feel small. On the first day, you will struggle. The second day, your body will fight back. The third day, you will want to give up. But on the fourth day, something changes. You begin to hear your own voice clearly. By the fifth day, your confidence starts to return. On the sixth day, you feel in control. And by the seventh day, you'll look in the mirror and realize you are no longer the person you were. You don't need more time. You need more intensity, more focus, more honesty. 7 days can rewrite your story if you're ready to become unrecognizable compared to who you were yesterday. So stop negotiating with your old self. It's time to bury comfort and build the life that very few dare to create. You've got 1 week. Start today. Your routine is not just a schedule. It is your identity repeating itself. The way you start and end your day isn't just about habits. It's about how your brain is wired, how your energy flows, and how your outcomes are created. If your life feels stuck or off track, it's not really your circumstances that are the problem. It's your routines. You can't expect a new life if you keep living inside an old pattern. That's why a radical routine reset is the quickest way to become unrecognizable in just 1 week. Begin with the morning. The first hour after you wake up is the most powerful hour. It sets the direction for your decisions, focus, and mood. Most people wake up reacting to the world, grabbing their phones, scrolling endlessly, watching other people's lives before they even think about their own. You need to reverse that. Design the first hour of your day like a high achiever, like someone who's about to build something big, not excuses. Wake up earlier than you're used to. If you normally wake up at 7:00 a.m., start waking up at 5:30 a.m. That extra 90 minutes is where you rebuild your identity. Start with stillness. No phone, no noise, just breathe. Allow your mind to wake up before the world interferes. Spend 10 minutes just breathing deeply or meditating. Then write in a journal. Write your goals, your thoughts, and one thing you will do that day to improve just 1% from the previous day. Not 100%, just 1%. That is enough to change everything over time. Then move your body, whether it's a 30-minute run, high-intensity training, or even a walk while listening to something educational. You have to move. Energy isn't found, it's made. Your body's condition affects your mind. You can't stay mentally strong if your body is weak and inactive. Train your body to handle stress, fatigue, and pressure, and your mind will start following the same pattern. Nutrition plays a big part too. Start eating like someone who respects their mission. No sugar, heavy breakfasts, no skipping meals, no careless eating. Begin by hydrating. Drink water with lemon, maybe add a pinch of sea salt. Then eat something rich in protein and clean fuel. The sharper your nutrition, the sharper your thoughts. Now examine how you spend your midday hours. Check every hour of your time. Are you working with focus or wasting time in distractions? Most people don't need more hours in a day. They just need fewer time leaks. Block distractions, turn off notifications, work in focused 60 or 90-minute blocks, then take meaningful breaks. But don't spend those breaks scrolling your phone. Go outside, stretch, drink water, reconnect with your purpose. You need discipline not only when you're working, but also during your free time. Your evening routine is your final battleground. This is where many people lose their edge. The day ends and they collapse into the couch, watch endless content, eat junk food, and dull their mind with noise. Your reset depends on changing this habit. Create a shutdown ritual. At least an hour before bed, Turn off all screens. Write in your journal about what you learned today, what you achieved, what you need to get better at. Reflect deeply and honestly. Reflection is how your brain builds long-term memory and shifts identity. Read something valuable. Just 10 pages of a great book before sleep can feed your subconscious with new beliefs and better thoughts. Then sleep early. Don't glorify hustle by robbing yourself of rest. Good sleep is where your mind sorts out what you learned, heals emotionally, and prepares for the next level. Set an alarm to remind you to sleep. Honor it. Sleep knowing that your routine is not just a checklist. It is your transformation plan. Focus is rare these days. Everyone is busy, but few are truly productive. Many people confuse being in motion with making progress. They jump from task to task, app to app, screen to screen, thinking they're doing a lot but achieving little. To become unrecognizable in a week, you must develop an uncommon level of focus that few people ever have. This isn't normal focus, this is extreme focus, the kind that turns a distracted mind into a sharp instrument. Distractions are not just wasting your time, they are stealing your future. Every notification, every scroll for dopamine, every pointless conversation pulls you away from the person you want to become. It's not enough to just reduce distractions. You have to eliminate them. Treat distractions like enemies because they silently kill your dreams. Set boundaries. Let your space reflect your goals. If your phone is on your desk while working, your focus is already cracked. Turn it off. Put it away. Use app blockers. Let people know you're not reachable during focus time. That's not rude, it's responsible. Those who protect their time aren't selfish, they're smart. Organize your day into deep work sessions of 60 to 90 minutes where you do only one thing. No multiple tabs, no background noise, no multitasking. Just one task, one problem, one solution. The human brain works best in a state of flow, but flow can't exist where there are interruptions. It takes about 20 minutes to reach deep focus. Every time you get distracted, that clock resets. Think about how often you check your phone, glance at your inbox, switch tasks. That's not just lost time, it's lost momentum. Schedule your distractions. Don't let them rule you. Want to check social media? Fine, but schedule it for 15 minutes in the evening. Don't give it unlimited access to your mind throughout the day. Control what you consume. Most people take in more than 10 zero pieces of digital content daily. That means you're not even thinking your own thoughts. You're just reacting to noise. Stop it. Read long articles, listen to powerful ideas. Watch content that matches the person you're trying to become. Train your mind like a muscle. Start with short focus times 30 minutes of pure concentration, then a 5-minute break. Gradually build to longer sessions. Like working out, your mind must be stretched to grow. At first, it will resist. You'll feel like checking your phone, doing something easier. That's the pull of distraction. Push past it. Each day you resist, your focus strengthens. What once felt boring, long periods of deep work will become your advantage. Manage your energy, not just your time. Focus fades when you're tired, hungry, or mentally drained. Don't rely only on willpower. Structure your day around your natural energy highs. Do your most important work in the first few hours after waking up. Block time on your calendar. Create small rituals before deep work. It could be a coffee, a playlist, a quick walk. Your brain loves patterns. Build a pre-focus ritual to signal it's time to lock in. Be strict with your attention. Not every message deserves a reply. Not every problem deserves your energy. Not every invitation deserves a yes. The more focused you become, the more distractions will come for you. That's the test. The world doesn't reward you for being available to everyone. It rewards you for being valuable to the right purpose. Motivation feels nice. It's exciting. It gives you a spark, a rush that makes you think anything is possible. But motivation is unreliable. It's emotional, unstable, fleeting. One day you feel like showing up, the next you don't. If you rely on motivation, your progress will always be shaky. That's why people who truly change don't depend on motivation. They depend on discipline, the ability to act no matter how they feel. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't want to. It's the alarm at 5, 5:00 a.m. and your body begging for more sleep, but you get up anyway. It's choosing the tough path today, so your life is easier tomorrow. Discipline is hard now, but it is freedom later. Most people never change because they keep waiting to feel ready, to feel inspired. But feelings aren't the foundation for change. Systems are, habits are, commitments are. If you want to change in a week, stop negotiating with yourself. Make decisions based on your standards, not your moods. Set the rule once, then follow it without question. If your rule is waking up at 5:00 a.m., that's the rule. If your rule is no missed workouts, then there's no debate. The more you argue with yourself, the more you allow weakness to grow. Discipline starts in the small things. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you can't keep your bed made, your space clean, your promises to yourself, how will you handle the demands of greatness? Excellence doesn't start with huge victories. It starts with small disciplines, repeated daily, especially when no one is watching. That's where character is built. That's where identity shifts. Discipline isn't natural. It's trained. Nobody is born disciplined. It's developed through repetition, resistance, and making decisions under pressure. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your ability to pick strength over weakness. And the more you choose it, the easier it becomes. Not because life gets easier, but because you become stronger. Stop waiting for the mood to hit. The world is full of people with dreams and empty calendars. Discipline is what turns intention into action. You can have the best plan, but if you don't show up daily, it means nothing. Motivation may start you, but only discipline carries you through when things get tough, when progress is slow, when nobody applauds you. Build your days around discipline, use time blocking. Plan what matters and show up for it like your future is on the line. Create a structure that removes constant decision making. Discipline thrives on clarity. Be clear on your non-negotiables. Know your rules. Stick to them even when it's boring, even when it's tough, even when no one is watching. Understand that you're not supposed to enjoy discipline. That's the point. It's training you to operate beyond feelings, moods, and pressure. It prepares you for the life most people will never have because they won't do what it takes. Motivation is a nice bonus. Discipline is a necessity. Real change doesn't come from comfort. It comes from shocking your system physically, mentally, and emotionally until your old limits can't survive. You can't gently tiptoe into a new identity. You have to break patterns, destroy excuses, and set such a high standard that the old you has no place to stay. Your current system, habits, beliefs, comfort zones, they're built for survival, not success. They keep you safe, not powerful. That's why the moment you try to change, your system resists. It tells you to slow down, that you're tired, to start tomorrow. And most people listen, not realizing their system is their prison. To escape, you have to shock it. Wake up before your mind expects it. Move until your body is sore. Do something intense daily for 1 week. Something that disrupts routine, demands discipline, forces your mind to adjust. This isn't about pain, it's about reprogramming. You're telling your nervous system, your mindset, your self-image, this isn't me anymore. Start with your body because that's the fastest way in. Wake up and immediately do something hard. Cold showers, fasted cardio, high-rep workouts, push-ups to failure. You're not training just muscles. You're training your tolerance for discomfort. Every drop of sweat, every burning muscle, every time you want to stop and don't, that tells your brain, I can handle more. That message builds, and soon it changes how you walk, talk, and live. Your mind needs the same challenge. Most people avoid mental struggle. They don't sit in silence. They avoid hard books. They don't ask the tough questions. To shock your mind, dig into the uncomfortable. Journal until the truth stings. Reflect until excuses collapse. Audit your goals, habits, relationships. Cut what doesn't fit where you're going. Mental strength isn't thinking harder, it's thinking deeper. Skip the snacks, turn off the noise, disappear from the distractions. Fast not just from food, but from anything that comforts you too much. Force your system to find strength within instead of seeking relief outside. When you stop numbing discomfort, you discover where your real power lies. Have the talk you've been avoiding. Say no to the things that wear you out. Do something that makes you nervous. You don't grow by always staying comfortable. You grow when you step into situations that make your heart beat faster and your voice unsteady. Fear isn't the enemy, it's a signal, and when your body, mind, and emotions are all being stretched at once, that's when real change begins. You stop recognizing the patterns you used to live by. The things you used to crave fade away. Your lazy habits start to feel strange. You begin to want progress more than comfort. You start acting like the version of yourself you've pictured for years. Not because you just imagined it, but because you lived through the pressure. The human body and mind grow only when stressed, only when challenged, and only when pushed. Your identity is never permanent. It's shaped, changed, and rebuilt by what you allow into your life every day. How you think, speak, behave, and feel comes from what you've been feeding your mind, whether you realize it or not. The things you read, watch, hear, scroll through, and who you surround yourself with. They're either helping you build your future self or keeping you stuck in a version of you that you're trying to move away from. If you want to completely shift your life in just 1 week, you need to start with what you allow in, because new input brings new thoughts, and those new thoughts build a new identity. Most people never really change because they keep putting the same stuff into their minds and hoping their lives will turn out differently. They wake up and scroll through sad news, gossip, and empty content. They keep listening to the same music that pulls out the same feelings. They stay close to people who complain, who judge, and who play life small. And then by the end of the day, they're confused about why they feel stuck, drained, and unmotivated. It's not hard to figure out. It's just a loop, a predictable one, and the only way out is to stop feeding the old version of you and start feeding the one you want to become. Begin with what you listen to. Swap out random entertainment for something meaningful. Podcasts, audiobooks, speeches, anything that lifts you up and stretches how you think. Play them while you walk, while you clean, while you exercise. Let each free moment become a chance to grow. The things you hear daily shape the words you use in your mind. If you're always listening to strong ideas, ambition, and wisdom, your inner thoughts will start to sound like that too. Then look at what you watch. That screen in front of you isn't just there to kill time. It's a reflection. It shows you what you really value. If you're spending hours watching empty shows or negative content, it's not harmless. It's rewiring your brain. It's changing how you view success, love, money, and even how you see yourself. Let go of the shows and videos that drag your energy down. Choose ones that lift you higher. Watch stories that challenge how you think about the world. Watch interviews with people who have done what you're working toward. Picture your goals clearly, and then only watch things that move you closer to them. Now take a look at your reading habits. If you're not reading at all, now's the time to start. If you already read, raise your standards. The books you pick are conversations with powerful minds. Just a few pages every day can begin to reshape how you believe and what you believe. Read the life stories of people who inspire you. Read about the mind, discipline, leadership, purpose. Don't just underline good quotes. Live them out. Let what you read become the instructions for how you live each day. Your surroundings matter too. Where you spend your time affects how you feel. A messy space creates a messy mind. A toxic job drains your emotions. Your physical space needs to support your new identity. Clean it, organize it, make it simple. Let your space reflect where you're heading, not where you've been. But nothing impacts you more than the people around you. The talks you have every day matter more than you might realize. Words spread quickly. So do attitudes. If you spend your time around 5 people who live small, you'll slowly start thinking small too. You'll make excuses, you'll let failure slide, you'll start to think average is normal. But if you surround yourself with excellence, your thinking will rise. Look for people with high standards. Even if you can't meet them in person, follow them online, read their books, join their groups. Connect with spaces where growth is normal. When you're surrounded by people who hold themselves to a higher standard, you'll start doing it too, naturally. Your brain is always picking things up, always adjusting. What you give it becomes what you believe. What you take in shapes what you create. You can't become someone new if you're still feeding on old thoughts. Change isn't just about what you do differently. It's about changing what you let into your life in the first place, the things that shaped the old you. So if you want to become unrecognizable in just 1 week, it's possible. But it's not a fantasy. It's a choice. It's deciding not to live one more day as a small version of who you could be. In just 7 days, you can break patterns, shift your habits, and change how you see yourself. But it takes fire. It takes tuning out the noise, quieting the doubt, and showing up fully even when no one's looking. Real change doesn't come from feeling inspired. It comes from taking action. That's why you rebuild your routine. Not for likes, not for praise, but to get your discipline back. That's why you focus deeply. Not because it's fun, but because your future depends on it. You go beyond comfort. You shock your body. You fuel your mind with new ideas that match the person you're turning into. By the end of this week, the world might not even recognize you. Your habits will shift. Your thoughts will be clearer. Your energy will speak louder than words, and that's the goal. This isn't for approval. It's about finally meeting the person you were meant to be, the version of you that's been buried under years of hesitation, distractions, and fear. This is your moment to rise. This is the week it all begins. These 7 days are no longer just regular days. These 7 days are no longer just regular days. They are a turning point, a line in the sand. A quiet rebellion against the version of you that settled, that waited, that kept putting things off. You don't need a big moment to change your life. You just need one clear decision that you're not going back. Not to the noise, not to the excuses, not to the comfort that kept you small. This week is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming honest. Honest with yourself about what you've been avoiding. Honest about your fears, your habits, your patterns. You don't break through by pretending you're fine. You break through by being brave enough to admit where you've been holding back, and then doing something about it. Real change is uncomfortable, it's awkward, it's full of resistance, but it's worth every second because on the other side of it is a version of you that feels free. Not the kind of free that looks good on social media. The kind of free that feels quiet inside your chest. The kind of free where you don't need to explain yourself anymore. The kind of free where you look in the mirror and finally feel proud. Not because you have all the answers, but because you showed up anyway. Because you didn't let fear lead, because you didn't quit on yourself this time. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you send a message to your nervous system that you are safe even in discomfort. Every time you do the hard thing, you are teaching your brain that you are capable of more than survival. You are built for growth. And this message gets stronger every time you follow through, even when you're tired, even when no one claps, even when the progress is quiet and slow. This week isn't about what you prove to others. It's about what you prove to yourself, that you are trustworthy with your own potential, that you are consistent with your own promises, that you can do hard things, not just once, but again and again until it becomes who you are. Your identity doesn't shift overnight. It shifts with small choices, stacked with fierce consistency. It shifts when your actions finally line up with your values, when your decisions reflect the future, not the past. And you don't need a perfect plan, you just need to begin. Begin messy, begin unsure, begin without all the answers, but begin anyway, because clarity comes from action, not thinking. Confidence comes from keeping promises, not waiting for motivation. Power comes from movement, not perfection, and everything you're looking for, the peace, the strength, the energy, it's on the other side of showing up for yourself. There will be days this week when it feels like nothing is changing. Stay with it, your nervous system is still adjusting. Your patterns are still unraveling. Your mind is still learning how to think differently. That's not failure, it's growth. And every time you push through that resistance, your inner world gets stronger. Your mental muscles get sharper, your emotional bandwidth expands, and eventually it won't feel like effort. It will feel like your new normal. Soon, discipline won't feel like pressure. It will feel like peace. Saying no won't feel like missing out. It will feel like protecting your energy. Getting up early, working out, eating clean, being focused. These won't feel like chores anymore. They'll feel like freedom, like strength, like love, because they are acts of self-respect. Every habit you build is a message that you believe in your future, that you value your time, that you're not waiting for a miracle. You're becoming one. You weren't made to live on autopilot. You weren't created to numb your life with distractions. You were designed for depth, for passion, for purpose, and that kind of life only opens up when you stop reacting and start leading. When you stop blaming and start building, when you stop avoiding and start choosing with intention, every day you have a choice to go back to sleep or to wake up to the life that's calling you, and no one can make that choice for you. Not a coach, not a partner, not a podcast, not even this message. It's you, alone, in the quiet, making a decision that no one sees but everyone will eventually feel. Because when you change, your world changes. The people around you feel it. Your energy feels different. Your boundaries sharpen. Your focus cuts through the noise, and your presence, without a word, starts to shift every room you walk into. That's the power of this week. You're not just chasing goals. You're returning home to your real self. You're remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. You're reclaiming your fire, your voice, your vision, and you're doing it not by waiting for the perfect moment, but by becoming the moment. Becoming the change, becoming the standard. This isn't about hype. This is about alignment. You are not lazy. You are just disconnected. You are not lost. You are just distracted. And now, as you return to your own truth, you will feel a strength rising that's been waiting for your permission. You don't need more time. You need more truth. You don't need more motivation. You need more alignment, and you don't need more approval. You need more of you. You've tried to be liked. You've tried to be understood. You've tried to be patient, but this week is not about trying. It's about becoming focused, becoming intentional, becoming bold, becoming disciplined, becoming the version of you that doesn't need to talk about it because they live it. The version that doesn't need to chase attention because they radiate presence. The version that doesn't wait for change. They become it. So begin now. Begin even if your hands shake. Begin even if your mind resists. Begin even if your past screams you've tried this before. Because this time is different. Not because life is different, but because you are. You're not hoping anymore. You're choosing. You're not dabbling anymore. You're committing, and that shift, that internal shift, is the one that creates everything else. Let this be the week your future self thanks you for. Let this be the week your old self can no longer follow. Let this be the week you become so focused, so aligned, so anchored in who you are becoming, that not even your fears can distract you anymore. You're not chasing results, you're living your standard. You're not waiting for growth, you're choosing it, and that choice made over and over again is how you become unshakable, unstoppable, unrecognizable, and it all starts now.